Federal prisons caught bonusing themselves millions despite epic abuse and corruption. If mass incarceration, the war on drugs, and mandatory minimum sentencing were not enough of an affront to society, it was recently reported that top federal prison officials received millions in bonuses, despite that fact that federal prisons are mired in scandal and corruption. USA Today reports. The U.S. Bureau of Prisons paid more than $2 million in bonuses to top administrators and wardens during the past 3 years while the agency was confronting persistent overcrowding, subpar inmate medical care, chronic staffing shortages and a lurid sexual harassment lawsuit that engulfed its largest institution, according to government records and court documents. The awards ranged from a $7,000 payment last year to a D.C. administrator, to $28,000 to the agency's acting director Thomas Kane, and $25,500 for Deborah Schult, assistant director of the Health Services Division. The bulk of the payments, nearly $1 million, were approved last year and amounted to almost double the combined amounts in the previous 2 years. Prison staffers are outraged that their bosses, who did virtually nothing to stop pervasive sexual harassment from inmates over the course of 16 years, are receiving performance awards, even as their lawsuit is pending a settlement. These people got bonuses off the backs of people who were actually dealing with the predators, said Sandra Parr, a vice president of the National Union of Prison Workers. She went on to say that top agency officials chose to ignore it, which allowed the problem to spiral out of control. In a private business setting, bonuses are effective incentives to encourage the highest quality work and the desire to improve the product or service. However, in a federal bureaucracy, it's just a waste of taxpayer money to reward negligence and incompetence. None of the officials involved in the scandal has responded to an inquiry from USA Today, but a spokesman for the Bureau of Prisons said the bonuses were given as a strengthening of our senior executive services. But the rationale for each performance award will not be released. Tamira Jarvis, the warden at a Coleman, FL prison embroiled in the sexual harassment scandal, was given $34,500 over the past 2 years before retiring. The Coleman prison is a primary subject of the lawsuit brought by staffers. During the course of the case, which featured allegations that inmates routinely masturbated in front of female workers and threatened them with rape, victims' attorneys and union officials argued that for years bureau managers and top administrators did little or nothing to intervene. Image, http://pixel.watch/qt7. According to court documents, prison managers routinely either destroyed incident reports detailing the inmate conduct or disregarded the complaints altogether. In one case in which an inmate got close enough to ejaculate on a staffer's leg, a manager acknowledged shredding the staffer's complaint because the staffer could not positively identify the substance as semen since she was not medical personnel. Besides the problem of rampant sexual harassment, federal prisons are plagued by inadequate medical care and crisis-level staffing shortages. An Inspector General report found that some prisons had a 40% or more vacancy rate, citing the inability to compete with the private sector in recruiting medical staff. But instead of using that $2 million to increase the salary for medical professionals, bonuses were given to corrupt prison officials sailing toward retirement while ignoring festering problems. Unfortunately, this comes as no surprise to learn that a federal agency known as the Bureau of Prisons is the cause of needless suffering. The agency thrives on mass incarceration, throwing people in cages for victimless crimes. According to its own statistics, almost half, 46.3%, of federal inmates are in prison for drug offenses, which is a product of federal government's inhumane, archaic war on drugs. The drug war, born of racism and quelling anti-war dissent, helps no one except the agencies and law enforcement who profit from it. Despite everything we know about the failures and injustice of the drug war, the new Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, has promised to ramp up the drug war and pursue mandatory minimum sentencing, thus exacerbating the problem of mass incarceration and the cruelty of locking people up for victimless crimes.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head, help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.